Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tips on Tricks. My name is Zaid Halatzis.
I'm Persis Archimanis, and tonight we have cards, coins, and mentalism.
So this first effect is from Featherly, who has submitted before and we know his work. So let's see what this submission looks like.
Thank you so much for that submission, Freddy.
That was beautiful.
Beautifully made.
Yeah.
Gracefully executed.
We know your work. We've seen
Yeah.
you both in the Discord and from your other submissions, and we know how good you are with cards and how graceful and elegant you're always. But that was beautiful. So let's say the one tip we have, and then let's say all the good things.
Yeah, because the only thing if you could say anything for that beautiful performance is your top change moment.
Yeah.
But it isn't your fault because it has to do with
You executed the move perfectly.
Yeah, but it was the angle that was.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hide it a little bit from that angle. I mean, if you turn just a little bit and instead of pointing with a card, you pointed with the deck, it will be completely covered by your hand.
That's the only
It
thing,
will
though.
be completely invisible. Now, that's just it's a minor deal because it's a video and so on.
Let's start with all the positive things.
Yeah.
First of all,
I
have to say the music. I know it's not magic related, but I always say this when people have fitting music to their performances. This was perfectly fitting. Congrats.
Absolutely. Second of all, he wanted to control a card at some point, so he did it like
Instead
this.
of cutting like everyone does.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. It was so elegant.
Yeah, the display at the end was
all the display
perfect.
And a good example for all of us is the pause. If you notice, Fairley didn't snap his fingers, didn't do anything. At some point, he just did this to show that one card was turned over. And as the card was down, it was supposed. He just waited and then turned it over.
There's no need to snap or to speed up your performance. Just let it.
And also, if you notice,
in.
I also like the way he started because most of the people, when they're about to do a 4-ace routine or whatever, they will produce the aces at some point.
Oh,
didn't need to. Just took the 4 card because it was about the aces. It wasn't about him. Just deal them on the table and use them to create some magic. That was beautifully designed.
Amazing work, very well performed, and thank you for your submission.
Thanks. Our next submission is from James Liu. Let's see what he came up with. Thank you so much for the submission, James.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start with the basics. The obvious. It's not a prediction.
It's not a prediction,
In order for it to be a prediction effect, it has to be, something, a prediction something on the table before you start.
Something must be predicted.
Yeah. But that's okay. I mean, it would be more of a transformation effect, I think, because, you make something appear on the Joker that's not
To be honest, I was a little bit confused. I mean, because you have a Joker outside.
Yeah.
Someone selects a card.
Yeah.
You take the Joker. You make a small card appear on the Joker that is not a selection, but you change the selection to what you
To the wrong.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing.
It's
overall.
it's a bit confusing.
Something that it will be might be really great if you had presentation to justify all that, maybe.
Yeah, because I understand the plot that okay, so this did not work, so let's change the original selection.
Yeah.
But because we could not hear you and we could not see the card clearly, that's not entirely your fault because it was the video that's a bit, maybe you had bad lighting or something like that.
Maybe
we had to
point it out
lean in
more. Yeah, we had a little bit trouble to see what was.
Yeah, that something appeared on the Joker. Maybe point it out a bit better. That's with your finger that something appeared over there. I think with the presentation it would be much easier to follow.
And it would make sense what happened because I don't know. Yeah. It was a little bit confusing since you didn't use any presentation, so we were like, what's going on? And nonetheless, I love the control you used, the misplacement where you selected a card, you took it. I mean, that was really good. I've used it a lot of times. But
you got a cut. That's what you mentioned when we watched Featherly, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you watch Featherly submissions, he does this to control a card.
Yeah.
But you can use it for what you want to do. You use the cut when you begin.
It telegraphs that you're preparing for something. So maybe look into the. Can we say the word? The jog.
Use the in-jog method. We can say that.
Yeah, who will understand that? That's not a magician. Yeah, use the in-jog method and then an overhand shuffle and then it looks much better. That's all. Thank you for your submission.
Thanks.
So this submission is from Rene. He's from the Discord server. We know him. He's been featured again. So let's see what he came up with this time.
So Katila, have you seen magic before? Like
no,
up close? Never seen magic before? Well, terribly sorry, it has to be me. There's so many magicians that are better than me, but I will do my very best, I promise. So for the first magical moment that I would like you to experience, I need a coin. So if you didn't bring a coin, I'm always prepared and I have a quarter. Would you mind if I use mine? Is that okay?
No, that's fine.
Could you please hold that coin? Make sure that it's not a chocolate. It is not?
No.
Don't get nervous, I'm the one who's performing. It's all good. No, I'm just kidding. And we're going to make that coin very special, Katya.
Okay.
So in a moment, I'm going to ask you a favor. I'm going to write down on this coin, on the face of the coin, whatever you want me to write down. I want it to be like a symbol, or you can do it yourself if you want to. You have probably like, it would be a better idea, like a letter, a symbol, yes, or a figure, whatever, like anything you wish. A heart, nice. And the other side of the coin, besides the heart, draw something else.
It's a happy face.
A happy face, very nice. So, here you go. So, a heart and a happy face. May I ask you why you decided to draw a heart and a happy face? Because you could have drawn like whatever you wanted on this coin. Why was it a heart and a happy face? Just because?
I just think like people should always be happy and give love to us.
Oh, ain't that beautiful, guys? I like your answer. I need you to help me out with something else as well.
Okay.
Could you please hold that box in your hand? Don't move. And I want to place that on top. And do not blink. Because it happens in a flash. It's going to be gone in a flash. Watch. Ready?
Where'd it go?
The coin is completely gone. But you see, if you give that box a shake, remember that box has been in your hand like the whole time.
Yeah.
Give that box a little shake. You hear something inside? Would you please go ahead and please open up that box? And inside of that box there is another box. Let me help you with that. And inside of that box there's another box. And inside of that one, finally, hopefully it will be your coin. I hope. If not, something went wrong.
I can't open it.
Want me to help you out?
Yes.
So you can hear that?
Yeah.
And remember, you sign your coin with a happy face and a heart.
Uh-huh.
There's no way I could have like an extra coin with the same symbols, correct? Well, inside of this box, believe it or not, there is another box. So, so hopefully inside of that one, hopefully we're almost done. Don't worry, we're almost done, Katia. So inside of that one, just hopefully, I hope.
Oh wow!
Is that your coin?
Yes, my coin. It's the one with the heart and the smiley face.
Thank you, Katia.
Wow,
Thank you. Thank you. How did you do that? Are you a magician as well?
No, you are.
Yeah, I am. Am I really?
Yes. You made it happen.
Thanks so much, Ryan, for that submission.
Thank you for the submission. Okay, so I have to say a couple of things that we had not written down before, and they just popped into my mind. First of all, I know it's not your fault, but for heaven's sake, when someone shoots a video of you, tell them to do it in landscape.
Yeah.
There was a moment that we could only see your hands and her hands, and it was like just like this.
Yeah.
And we could not see you or the spectators. So it's not your fault, but I had to mention it. Also, how are you outside performing? Where do you live? Why?
Yeah.
Don't you have COVID there? And
What-
if
what-
you don't, how can we come there?
Yeah. We miss performing.
Yeah.
For real people.
Also, before we get into the details, because we have some tips, we did not realize that there's not a presentation.
Yeah.
There's not a reason for the coin to appear in the box, in the box.
Not so. No.
And we did not realize it when we were
No,
discussing
when
this.
we were first discussing this, we didn't realize, but there's no presentation.
And it kicked in right now when you said to your spectator, I don't remember the name.
Katia.
Karia, yeah. You said, okay, it's almost done. And I was thinking, why would you say it's okay, it's gonna be over
It's
soon.
gonna be over soon,
And
yeah.
then I thought, okay, you think that she wants it to be over, and then I thought that's because you don't have a presentation. You do not have something to carry them with you. You know what I mean?
To maintain their interest.
Yeah. That's the things that just popped in my head.
Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
First of all, you begin by saying like, "Is this your first time seeing a magician?" I'm so sorry, it's me. Which we get. It's supposed to be a funny line, but it diminishes your value a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, and since you're not going to do something that is really going to blow their minds, which makes sense to drop the expectations to go like this afterwards. It's a really beautiful trick, but not going to change their.
I mean, you could say it after you're done. Like, after you've already impressed them and they have formed their opinion of you, you could say, was that your first time watching Magic Live? Oh,
Yeah.
so it was me. And it's funny because they know you're great
Yeah.
after you've performed.
Yeah,
But before you start performing, if you make them, condition them that you're not that good, which you're not. You are a good magician.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, maybe keep that joke after the first performance. About the coin.
Oh yeah, you asked for a coin. Obviously, you probably have asked her before, and she didn't have a coin, so you wanted to act it out. Like, do you have a coin? So you have one.
Yeah.
First of all, wait. When you ask for a coin, wait. They might have one.
Yeah. She didn't even answer. We're like, do you have a coin? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the second thing is that since you are going to use your own coin, you cannot say that you're always prepared.
Yeah.
Because that might sound like as if you are this is a prepared coin as well.
Yeah.
You have to act it out as well. Like, do you have a coin? No? Wait,
But
I might have one.
The typical move.
Yeah, yeah.
And then-
search your pocket. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You might use this. So it makes it looks natural.
Yeah. Also, then, as you're performing, you say here, don't be nervous. I'm the one performing.
Yeah.
And we both felt that this was something you said to fill the time.
Yeah, it was like a filler. First of all,
Yeah.
you don't have to do that.
No, it's okay. Like we said to Featherly.
Yeah.
It's good to have pauses.
Yeah, it's good to have pauses, and it's amazing. And also, when you're telling them, "Are you nervous? I'm the one performing," you're also telling them that it is normal for a performer to be nervous.
Yeah.
Which also diminishes your performance. You know?
Also, if she was nervous, saying "don't be nervous" is the worst thing you can say to anyone. Like we're discussing this with Jeremy, right, on his interview.
Yeah.
Like when you're performing for people and then your handshake when you're a beginner and they say, "Oh, don't be nervous." That's the worst thing you can say to someone who's already nervous. But yeah. So let's talk about the box.
Yeah.
you gave the box to her, and then you're like, okay, maybe the coin is in the next one, and it's not, and then maybe hopefully it's in the next one.
Yeah, you hoped a lot, and
Yeah.
it's your box. You should
Yeah.
know what's inside. I mean, you should know that there are 4 boxes. I mean, it doesn't make sense. We get it that you're trying to build tension through it, but you can let them jump to that conclusion. You can give them the box, and inside is your coin. You go, what do you find inside it? You go like, it's another box. All right.
Maybe open.
Keep going. You go like, and then now, it's another box. All right.
It's
I mean, because you know what you're doing.
you wouldn't
gave her the
be
box.
surprised by what's inside the box that you brought. Also, you do a lot of callbacks like, so this was completely clean, you signed the coin, blah blah blah.
I cannot have another coin like this. And,
which is a good thing to do, but you do it
Too much.
quite a few times. And then my issue was that you did it before she opens the box, and
you did it in the 3rd box.
and you should do this before the final box, like a conclusion. So this was fair, blah blah blah, and then the coin appears. Because right now it was, so this was fair, you signed the coin, and then another box appeared, and
it drops
you
again.
do the build up, and then it's like this. So that's it. And then in the ending,
and finally, you wanted you. I know, because I know you as well, really well by now, and I know you wanted to feel like you want to take the spotlight away from you and put it in the spectator, but you did it really aggressively. You went like, how did you do that? And you both know that she didn't do nothing during the effect. It wasn't an effect that they were supposed to do the magic, and so that was a huge video. Actually, later on, she does an effect that she supposedly does the magic, and it fits perfectly to ask her what. How did you do that?
Rena sent like a 15-minute video, and we talked
with
to him.
3
We were
different
like,
effects, so
we
we
cannot
just chose
include
one.
the whole thing, and we just did this one.
For this effect, because you did the magic, you could, if you want an ending punchline or whatever, you should find presentation.
Or if you wanted her to feel like she did the effect, you could start by saying, we're gonna do something, and you're gonna do the magic, and then vanish the coin on
she
her hand.
can be the one lighting the lighter, maybe. Which is available at Illusionist.
By the way, that was Ignite. Thank you, Rene. But very nice submission. Work on what we said about, presenting the effect, etc. And thanks again.
See you around. Thank you. Our next submission comes from Schubert, and it's actually a mentalism effect.
And it was performed on our Discord server. If you notice, it's like, if you don't know what our Discord is, it's basically a program where you jump and, jam with other magicians.
Share your ideas and have feedback. That's exactly what happened.
A perfect example of what you can do if you join. So thank you for this submission.
So Ernest, this is like an intuitive test for you, okay? So you're gonna try to find cards in my deck, sitting over there in England. Okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna build a card for you to find in your head. So just name a number that first comes to mind between 1 and 10.
5.
A 5, okay. And we have the red cards and the black cards. Which one do you want?
Red cards.
The red cards. So we're left with hearts and diamonds. So in your mind, I want you to keep changing your mind. So keep in your mind, just do hearts, diamonds, hearts, diamonds, hearts, diamonds. Yeah?
Yep.
And now stop.
Okay.
And now if you were to change it one more time, it would be a completely different card, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you would have changed it one more time, what would this would be?
It would be hearts.
It would be hearts, but you didn't change it, right? You stopped at diamonds. So
Yep.
you built a card in your head fairly, right? This was fair, 5 of diamonds.
Yep.
Now in a moment, we're going to do this. So this is like a test for you, as I said. So for tests, we prepare for like the expected questions. And when we give the test, it's easier, right? So that way we're going to decide some future actions for you right now. So in a moment, I'm going to cut the cards into 2 piles. Which one do you think has the 5 of diamonds? The one on my right or on my left?
Left.
On my left, okay. And so we get rid of the cards on my right. And then maybe I cut the piles again. Cut the pile again into 2 piles. So which one do you think has the 5 of diamonds? The left or the right side?
Right this time.
This time you said right, okay. And then maybe we'll be left with like a quarter of the deck. So how many cards do you want me to deal down from that pile?
4.
4 cards. So we're gonna do this now.
Okay.
So I'm cutting the cards for the first time. So you said left the first time, right? So we get we get rid of these cards. And okay. You said left again?
No, I said right.
You said right. Perfect. So, and then you said 4 cards to deal.
Yeah.
So we have 4 cards. So I'm going to mix these around. Yeah? And if you were to take a guess, like this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. If you were to take a guess at which of the cards was your card, the 5 of diamonds, which one would it be?
2?
2. That's fair, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you said I did, right?
Yeah.
You could have said any of the numbers. You could have said the left pile or the right pile. What was the card again?
5 of diamonds.
You're perfectly in tune with your intuition, man.
Thank you. You've.
Thank you.
That was great, thank you.
Thanks so much, Shubit.
Okay, let me start with a very basic tip that I understand why you did it, because you probably have a laptop and the camera is like, on the bottom, on the top of the screen. But when you're performing mental effects, mentalism, it's nice to see your face.
It's important to see your face.
You're trying to connect with your audience, and not for us that are watching the effect. For Ernest, who was your spectator, you have to connect with them, with...
Yeah, and when you're talking to them, talking about intuition and doing this whole process and stuff that are going to go in his mind, it's really nice to watch him in the eyes and talking to him. Because all he saw was your hands. Yeah. And even if you have a laptop...
Yeah, just do, start with like this, and then when the effect starts, tilt it.
Go back, push it backward. Maybe you didn't have the space, okay, but we're just saying. I would like to say something at this point. And this goes to Shubit. Take the video, go from the beginning, take a notebook, and put a line every time you said the word so. So we did that. So now we're gonna do that. So I'll cut the cards. There are many times that you said so, and that is the only reason that is happening is because of the lack of script. It's really important to write down what you're gonna say, because when you don't have a script, you inevitably
try to fill the void.
Yeah, you're gonna fill the void. You're gonna repeat a lot of words, but it just hit me now that I heard it so many times. I understand why it's happening. But this is why you have to write down your scripts. This is really important.
And again, writing a script doesn't mean have a meaning to it, but at least know what you're gonna say, so you have a guide to follow when you're performing. It would be amazing if you have
it's better than
a metaphor or a meaning or whatever. But if you don't want to do that,
you have a theme. Shubit has a theme. You're talking about intuition, how in tune your spectator is with his own intuition.
That was one of the last thing that we wrote down. But let's go with this now.
Okay.
Intuition test is such a nice premise.
It is.
And you only mention it twice. So this is an intuition test, and then at the end.
Yeah.
Your intuition is great. Why? Build it up during the whole effect. Mention it.
You need to support the theme. You need to maintain it throughout the routine. And for instance, when you ask him, I'm going to cut the cards, and I want you to imagine, and then you should mention it. What your gut tells you. Yeah. What's your intuition? Where your intuition guides you. Do you want to take the left or the right packet? Keep the theme throughout your routine.
In the beginning, when you start the selection process, you start very cleanly.
Yeah.
You say
select a number.
You want a number, then red
or black.
And then you say, okay, I want you to change your mind again.
It probably has to do with the method.
Yeah, but
if you're gonna do it like this, do it for the rest of the
do it for the rest as well.
Yeah.
So it's not
change your mind over the numbers or change your mind over the colors.
That's probably a magician thing. Maybe a layman would not
notice it.
Yeah,
but change. I don't know.
I think it would feel more natural if all the selections were in the same pace. Let's say
there's a good time to say something. It's what bugs us, not us as humans, is change.
Yeah.
Right. So if I talk like this all the time, he'll get used to
rhythm.
it. Because, yeah. If I talk like this and start screaming, that's where it's the change that always.
The change of pace, change of rhythm, change of something.
Volume.
Yeah.
All right. So the same goes with this. If you have a specific selection process and you change it, that might feel weird to the audience.
And that's important for mentalism because it all happens in their head.
Yeah.
So the more natural and clean it feels, then the end result is going to be much better.
Absolutely.
So we also just see your hands. So at the beginning, when you need to move some cards to get your selection where you
did
need
it just in front of the camera.
Yeah, we just see your hands in the frame and we just see you take some cards and then place them on the bottom. And we're like...
Yeah.
I don't want to say do a pass or something like that because it's a mentalism effect. I mean, if we
why
saw
not?
your face,
yeah,
you could do a pass. I mean, but...
Hide it.
Yeah, hide
Try
it.
to hide it.
Try to hide it, yeah. So, then you say in a moment we're going to do... cut the cards left and right, etc., etc.
Yeah, it doesn't need to. It doesn't have place here.
So that's what we discussed, and that we not exactly disagreed. You said it was subtitling to say.
Yeah, when I told JT that you're saying like, in a moment I'm gonna cut the cards and I want you to imagine that which one would you want. For myself, I needed to have a reason to do that because you're talking about intuition. I would love to see maybe a metaphor or
The one you mentioned with the butterfly effect was a great idea.
I don't remember it.
Oh, you said like that every action,
has a reaction.
Yeah, and that's why you should maybe start instead of saying I'm gonna cut the cards later. Have a metaphor like, let's say you are on a road with two paths. Where would you go?
Yeah.
And write down what they say and then do it with the cards. And then it has a reason that you do it verbally first and then on the cards.
Yeah. Using the metaphor of the two roads in life.
But
which
first you said that if you said I'm gonna cut the cards, where do you want? Right? Okay, then left. And then you repeat the whole process and then you do it actually. So it's done twice, one verbally and one actually done.
It needs to be justified.
I get why you did it.
Yeah. We understand why you did it.
Yeah.
But you need to justify it. Because if we think about it, why don't you just cut the cards? Go like, okay, do you want the left or right? Right.
Yeah.
We throw away those. And then again, we know why.
But yeah.
You have to justify it so it feels natural for the audience as well.
Yeah,
why
so
are you using the imagination at this point?
Maybe work on a script.
Yeah.
And show us on Discord because we know that you're there. We see you all the time. So maybe.
It was a beautiful routine nonetheless.
This next effect is from Sean, and if you remember last time he submitted a video, we told him you're gonna produce a tiger or you're gonna want to get the prize. So let's see if he did that.
Hey, what's up guys? So I've been working on a new method for the any card at any number. Might not work as good since there's no spectators here, but we can try our best with just the camera, and I hope you like it. Alright, so this just uses a deck of cards, and as you can see, all the cards are different, and if I had a spectator here, I would just have them pick a card, but since I don't, we'll just pick one ourselves. So remember that card, and let's say that card is about, 26, 27 cards down, about halfway, right? So let's make this even more impossible. Let's cut it down even deeper. So I say that's about 48 cards down roughly. It doesn't really matter, just as long as it's all the way down there. Alright, so now we just need a number, and I have my phone here, so we can just generate a random number. So let's just use maybe Google. Oh, no, that won't work. Oh, duh, I got my timer right here. I use this to cook eggs all the time. So look, this is what we'll do. I'll give this a good spin, and whatever number we land on, that's the number that we'll use as if the spectator actually said it, okay? So watch, I'll give it a good spin. Whatever number it lands on, let's see what we got here. A 6. You can see that a 6. And, little Instagram notification from Mr. Ryan Edwards himself. Anyway, so what was I saying? From 48 to 6. Sorry about the little disruption. Here we go. 48 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got it. We got the King of Spades. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. The reason why I was laughing so much there is because my wife and I had this inside joke about how the King of Clubs, or I'm sorry, the King of Spades, looks like the Tiger King, Mr. Joe Exotic, that show on Netflix. And this is great. This is even better because the Tiger King, Joe Exotic, was actually an amateur magician himself. Of course, he was inspired by Siegfried and Roy. And one of his famous tricks was actually producing tigers. Just like that. And now Mr. Joe Exotic feels right at home. Thank you very much.
That was a great submission. Thank you
Thanks
so
so
much.
much, Sean.
He did it? He kinda did it?
No.
Ish.
He did. Well, you need to find an actual tiger.
Look, the reason we said produce a tiger, it was because we thought you'd say, oh, okay, I've won enough times, it's okay to give up.
Yeah.
And you went and, brought a tiger toy. Maybe, we can't say find a real tiger, that's not realistic.
I don't care. I want to see
Where
the
would
tiger.
you where would you find a real tiger?
At the zoo.
He cannot go to the zoo. I guess you have COVID there too, because where Rene lives, apparently you can go out and perform for people.
Yeah.
If you live where Rene lives, there, go find a tiger. Anyway, let's go to the effect. So, first of all, I cannot believe that out of all people,
Shame.
you said all cards are different.
Shame.
You?
Out of all people, we feel betrayed.
We feel betrayed, yeah.
But it happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
It probably slipped.
It probably slipped, but yeah, we were shocked. We were watching, we were like,
Did he say that?
yeah. But
I also have a couple of more things to add. We understand that this routine was about the tiger. It was just a funny thing to do, and we loved it. It was really entertaining. But
and the production of the tiger was brilliant.
yeah,
And
the first time we saw it was like, where did that tiger come
we're
from?
shocked. Very clever.
If we treat it as an actual routine, you did a couple of things that can be done better. First of all, when you deal the cards like this and you reach to the 6th one, you go like this, and you have a brilliant time to build a little bit of suspense.
Yeah, it just lost a bit of magic. It was like, oh, it's your card. I mean,
Yeah,
build it up a bit.
yeah, it's a tiny bit.
Yeah, tiny bit.
And as you have the face-up cards, you went like this at the end, which looks a little bit sloppy, and it's better, for the display, whatever, or put it all the cards face up, or I don't know.
So those were the only tips. Thank you for your submission, and
thanks.
maybe post again with a real tiger, someone dressed as a tiger.
I'll be waiting.
So those were the submissions for this week's episode, and it's time to announce the winner, right?
Yes, and we both agree that the winner for this week is Featherly.
Such a beautiful performance. Everything was great. Great music, great moves, great everything.
Yeah, and the thing we said about the top change, which it's an angle thing.
It's an angle issue, yeah.
So it's also
The execution of the move
was perfect.
So,
Yeah, it's a great submission.
And furtherly, you win a $25 gift card to illusionist.com. Congratulations.
Don't forget to use our code DARKROOM to get 10% off on top of that.
So, thank you for joining us, and remember, if you want to submit your own video for us to watch right on the episode, you can send your video to submissions@illusionist.com.
Or use our Discord server. There's a channel that is called Video Submissions, and upload your YouTube, Instagram, or whatever link you want right there.
So, like our video, subscribe to our channel, and leave us in the comments how will Sean find a real tiger to produce, maybe?
Yeah. Or whom he should dress as a tiger.
That's actually better. Thank you for joining us. See you all next week.
Take care.